Good morning and welcome to Love Every Moment, coming to you today from Crescent City, California. Today's verse is 1 Peter 4:8. Above all, keep fervent in your love for one another, because love covers a multitude of sins. Now, this love covers a multitude of sins. I want to make sure we're clear about one thing, and that is no matter how much I love somebody else, my love for them cannot erase their sins or atone for their sins. Only Jesus and his work on the cross and sacrificial love can save someone and erase their sins. But my love can point them towards Jesus, perhaps, and maybe that's a part of this covering a multitude of sins. That's one idea of it. Secondly, sometimes people look at this and they think, well, love covers a multitude of sins basically means that, when someone is starting to sin a lot in church, we just kind of turn the other way and try to ignore it and so forth. I'm not sure if that's really what the gospel is saying. Now, yes, we're not to be gossipy or anything like that. But if we see someone struggling with their relationship with God, I think we should come beside them and encourage them in their walk and not just turn a blind eye. So I'm not sure that that's it. So as I was meditating on today's verse, I saw that it might be connected to a proverb, specifically Proverbs 10:12. Hatred stirs up strife, but love covers all transgressions. So if the first part here says hatred stirs up strife, then the part about love covering all transgressions is probably geared towards the opposite of this strife. In other words, love works its way towards unity and covers what needs to be covered to get us to unity in Christ. With that in mind, here's what I would say to you. Have you ever really been loved by some Christian at church? Not just warmly greeted, hello brother, nice to have you here, I'm so glad you decided to worship with us today, and here's a warm handshake and so forth. Not saying that's bad, but any politician could do that. I'm talking about something that goes way beyond that. One of the ways that I feel people have shown great love to me is simply listening to me without interrupting, and listening to me. If I'm rejoicing, then they'll rejoice with me, and if I'm struggling, they'll weep when I'm weeping, and that to me is a real sign of love. But I've been loved even beyond that, where after someone has heard what I have to say, they pray for me right then and there, specifically about that issue, and then they follow up. They might say, let's meet for coffee this week and see how things are going. Or they might have a bag of groceries for me the next day. Or they might call and say, hey, look, I'll babysit your kids so you and your spouse can work out whatever you need to work out. Some sort of follow-up. You start putting all that together, you're getting some real love. And it has a powerful effect. When someone loves me that much, well, it makes me want to love them back. Even if I don't have a lot of love in the tank, it makes me want to love them back. Matthew 5:46, that we cover way back here, says, even the Gentiles love those who love them. So if I don't have enough love in my tank to love them back actively, the least I could do is not sin against them. In other words, not backbite against them or try to do something harmful to them, right? So at least I will not be sinning against them. Are you seeing where I'm going with this? Now you multiply that by a lot of people in the church who are loving others, and there's going to be less sinning against one another, more unity, less strife, and that's how keeping fervent in our love will cover a multitude of sins. So let's choose to love every moment, because then we're going to love every moment. I'm your average wretch, and I hope you have a great week.